Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
Welcome to the home of edutainment, the Great Debaters Contest. This is the Eldoret region and I am Austin Nyombok. Our motion today is African countries should do away with political parties. We have Umoja High School going against AIC Chebisas. Whoever will be the victor, we're yet to know. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes.
The Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, Italy under their able leader Benito Mussolini, China, who is our banker. This is just a few examples of countries outside Africa who have developed under one political system. Why do we Kenyans not like learning things out of our own experience? Though most of us were kids when the post-election violence occurred, the events of that day, whenever I wink, they run in my mind. Many people lost their lives. Why? Simply because no one wants to be proven wrong. Everyone wants the same piece of cake. Many political systems, many political parties. In Kenya and in Africa at large, where everyone thinks, because my mom is my mom, she brought me up, then she has the right to take the positions. For example, if a school was organizing a representation of parents in your class, then your mom gets to be nominated, and another person's mom, who do you vote for? You vote for your mom. Why? Because you think she's not going to let you down because she knows you better. She's going to take care of your views and your needs. Is that so? This is what I'm trying to explain. Many political parties bring about divisive. By this, what do I mean? Everyone wants to go in a way that I belong to this ethnic group or this religion, so I do not want to be based on this political party, but I want a political party which is led by someone from my ethnic group. This is especially in Africa, and that is the case of the Hutu and Tutsi, where we had 2 major political parties vying against each other. Secondly, these political parties are expensive to operate. Just think about it. The campaigns, the advertisements. Recently, I heard of a political party which had fundraising for their campaigns, and they contributed 1.2 billion. What for? Just for campaigns, so that they can please you, your parents back at home, so that they can vote for them. What is that? Let us reason in this line. If that money was taken and put into something like education, we will be having more schools, developing infrastructure and all those things. That is only one political party. Just think about how many political parties have done the same. The helicopters, the choppers that every politician is walking around with these days. Just think about it. Let me leave you thinking about it. Thank you. Gloria Nduta, Umoja High School.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes.
A political party of order and stability. A political party of reforms and progress are both necessary for a politically healthy state. Isaiah Solomon, AIC Chebisas Boys High School. I hereby oppose the motion that says that Africa should do away with political parties. No, we need these political parties still in our African nations. What do we mean? They say that old is gold. Why so? These political parties are necessary to even bring the African nations from their colonial powers to the free states. These political parties were necessary. So if they were necessary then, they are still necessary now. Political parties also present the interests of the common citizens. Political parties take in contrasting opinions and demands from organizations and different people. At the end of the day, the political parties moderate these suggestions and opinions into policies. Now, political parties also function at keeping the the ruling party on its toes. What do I mean by that? Political parties in African states are there to point out the wrongs of the ruling party. Political parties are significant in revealing the actions of the ruling government which are wrong, which are done behind the backs of their citizens. Political parties, they reveal these and therefore help maintain government on its toes. Political parties also prevent unexpected shifts in political trends. How is this? Political parties, once they are many, they prevent the dominance of the ruling party. When, for example, take an instance in parliament, when we have members of different political parties together in the same forum, when the ruling government comes up with suggestions, they are able to be counteracted by other political parties. At the end, or as a result, we get amendments that are quality, amendments that are based on the interests of the citizens. Political parties also stand for the democratic rights of the citizens. Political parties, once they raise their different candidates or the candidates who are vying for different positions using these political parties, they use these political parties as vehicles which nurture them and help them to ascend to power. So political parties nurture young talents in leadership. Therefore, when these people become leaders, they become quality leaders who are able to present the interests of the citizens. With that, thank you.
Proposition, it's time for rebuttals. You have 3 minutes.
Well, they say old is gold. I would not put better it myself. We had a one-party state in Kenya. Let me just tell you, it did what the others want to do right now. Why should I sit down and watch other political parties destroy us just because they want to get in power? If we just hold us and become one people, then we shall deliver what we want to deliver. Then again, they say that too many cooks spoil the broth. Too many political parties spoil the country and the citizens. Why should there be so many political parties when they do exactly the same thing what one political party can do? Why should I? Why should I go for a party just because it belongs to my religion? Just because it belongs to my tribe? And just because it is what I want? A one-party system is the way to go. A triple, a multi-party system is no way but way to destruction. As I continue to persuade you to join me, let me quote Macastalas when he said that the wise are led by reason, and ordinary mind by experience, the stupid by necessity, and brutes by instinct. I choose to be wise and give Africa a one-party state. Just like a woman, when you give her happiness, sure enough, she will give you paradise. So give Africa a one-party state for you and I and for each and every one of us. What do you choose? What do we choose? Or maybe, what does Africa choose? I choose a one-party state. Where do you belong? I am Trizangala from the Umoja High School. They call me a great debater.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for your cross-examination.
To deny someone their human rights is to challenge their very own existence in humanity. These are not my words, but the words of the great Nelson Mandela. I stand here today to oppose the motions that says African countries should do away with political parties. Seriously, why should you do away with political parties? Political parties are a great tool that we citizens of Africa, we citizens of Kenya should use in developing our own country. Reason number one, why do I say that political parties are a great tool that should not be done away? Political parties, reason number one, they act as a watchdogs towards the government or towards the national government that is in power. Take for instance, this is a government in power that does as it wishes. They alienate in some areas. They execute their functions as they wish. They work on some areas and leave some areas out. What will happen? At the end of the day, there will be imbalanced development within the country. Now, this is the part where the political parties step in to aid in the country. Political parties will be the watchdogs that will point out and say that this government is not working on this area and this government has neglected this area. In that system, we'll find that the national government or the government in power will have no room for leniency, will have no room to say that, will have no room will have no room for mistakes in their own governance. Political parties will act as watchdogs and will keep the national government on toes in their execution. Point number two, political parties unify people within a country. Let's be honest. In this particular time, political parties rise from the people within. They rise from the common mwananchi to represent their views in parliament. Now, take for instance someone in corner A of the country and another person from corner B in the country. They believe in this political party, which has manifestos which suit the entire country at large. That person from one corner and the other person from the other corner, they will come together. They will come together and rally behind this political party, which will come and aid them as they get into power. Now tell me, is there a greater tool that can be used to unite people who believe in the same goals to fight towards a particular goal in the country, in the development? This will bring unity when you have political parties. My brothers, point number three, political parties provide various options of governance. Political parties provide various options of governance. This is what I mean. Take, for instance, a country that has 2 or more political parties. Political party A, B, C, or even to Z. Political party A has manifestos A and believes in idea A and wants to develop the country using route A. And political party B believes in manifestos A, uses this direction Z, or political party Z uses manifesto Z and uses the route Z in directing the country or in developing the country towards a particular direction. At the end of the day, we will have different options for the common mwananchi to choose in which way they want to run the government. They can either take this political party A or B and support them, and at the end, we'll have quite a big opportunity, big options in supporting our countries. Let us stand together. Let us stand together and support our political parties. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. The proposers have been asked whether one political party or multipartism, which of the two is more efficient? And the opposers have been asked, how do the political parties act as watchdogs?
I saw that coming. You really read my mind. One political party, there will be distribution of resources will be easier because completely no one criticizes the government. Anyway, sitasimama maovu yakitawala, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. I will not stand and see other people ruining our lives and disturbing our peace just because of political parties. I want you not to be convinced or confused by anyone by being told that multi-party will help you in any way. One party system can just do one thing in a year, more than one thing in a year, than that of which multi-party will promise for 20 years. Then your smile tells me that you agree with me and we should not be distracted. As one of our big people said, by the name Mahatma Gandhi, He changed Indians' history without money, without an army, and without a position in political party, but armed only with the power that radiated from his integrity. We want that one leader who has the integrity and passion to rule our people, not the person who has greed. I will use one incident that happened in an African country. People died. Why should you let your people die? There was a very big fight among people just because of a multi-partyism. Why should you allow your people to go down just because you want this leader? Why should these people fight with the other ones and kill each other just because they want one leader to rule, just because of greediness, power, and even corruption? Why should you allow this to happen? Don't let people rule your life while they're not helping you. Just join hands with me. Agree with me that we want this one-party system to rule us. Just look, I will give you a short story. There was this country in Africa. And this country, we had 2 months to elections. So those people who were in the power wanted to continue ruling. And they built so many bridges. They want to have quantity things than the quality things. But the bridges collapse. Why? Because they don't want to help you. They just want to please you. Lucindegua from the School A grade debaters, Umoja High School.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes to answer the question.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. God bless you. You asked how are political parties watchdogs. You see, in Kenya, we have different political parties. Whatever is happening right now is the issue of flour and sugar. The opposition is trying to sire so much the ruling political party to look at the common mwananchi's problems. That is what the other political parties are trying to do. Let me tell you something. Everybody here has a dream. Some of us want to be politicians. If you do away with political parties, where will they go to? What are they going to do? What do you expect them to do? We want to change where we come from. Some of us look at where we come from and it's like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to see what other people are going through. I want to change where I come from. We politicians, we want to change where we come from. When we have political parties, a good example is the United States of America. They have 2 political parties, and they are working. Even if there is rivalism, but at the end of the day, the common mwananchi must be the main subject of every ruling political party. Nelson Mandela said that to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Why is it that there is voting if you don't want political parties? Why do you want your views to be heard if you don't want political parties? How are we going to change Africa? Because most of the countries in Africa are third world. Let me tell you something. If you want Africa to be just like the other countries, we will have to work together, because education on everything is what makes everyone change where he or she comes from. If you say you don't want political parties, why is it that in football matches we have many teams, very many teams competing just because of one cup, and the better one gets the cup? Right now, the majority will rule. The majority will talk. Whatever they want, all their issues will be raised. And in the end of the day, the parliament will have to sit down and think of how the common mwananchi feels of the ruling political party. All of us want to change Africa. All of us want to make a difference. All of us want to change the world. And we have to put our hands together as different political parties. We should not care about corruption. We should not care about our tribes. Because if you want to change where you come from, you don't want to look at everybody else. You want to look at the whole world. we want to see a difference. We want to see a different Africa. Come on, comrades. Join me. Join me together with my political parties. We want to change Africa and make it a better continent. Abraham Omondi, Chebisas boys, thank you.
Time for final submissions. Proposition, you have 1 minute.
Africans will always be Africans. Now someone is comparing our lives with a football team. Really? Okay. Let us just reason for once. Let us reason in this line. By the way, I love them. Yeah, they are very good friends of our school. But let us just join hands. This is a thing that has been experienced and it has worked. Even China, our own funder, they have been giving us money and they have one political party. They have succeeded. Let us just adopt their system. Because we also, we also have the ambition that one day we will be there. We will not be there if we do not adopt their system. What our opposers are just trying to tell us are the cliches that parents tell their kids. Oh, baby, you know what? When I went to the supermarket to buy you, I saw very many kids, but you're the only one who smiled at me. No. We want facts. We want things that are going to make us develop. This is Umoja High School. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 1 minute for your final submission.
Just a quote. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persists in our world, none of us will rest until we achieve what we want. The political party in power needs to hear everybody's views, whatever everyone thinks about, whatever we want for our country. We want to think something much better. Dictatorship is not going to work because the dictator will do whatever he or she wants. She will want or he will want to satisfy himself or herself. But if you have a voice, I have a voice, they all have a voice. We want to change the world. We want to change Africa. Nobody is going to work. If there is only one government and everybody there is silent, if you say that China or Japan, they fund us with money, if not for us complaining to the political parties, if the political parties don't want us to go far, why is it that they get money from those countries to come back and help us? Oh God, come on, help me, brothers. Help me, comrades. We want to change Africa. Thank you.
Umoja High School, that is the proposition side. Gloria, you had very good illustrations, the reference on your parents' opinion, having to be your own kind of opinion. You gave good examples. For example, Rwanda, the case of having very few political parties led to the genocide, that was attack on each other. But still, those are small things. You should attack politely. You should attack the opposition politely. It's an argument, yes, but let's attack politely. We go to Teresa, very good eye contact, but at some point I felt that you were gazing. But try to move across so that you establish this relationship as you argue. Though this quote again, it was a good one, but I didn't get the person who owns it. Marcus Well, I had Marcus Well. Maybe next time, pronounce it well so that we understand. Otherwise, congratulations. Thank you.
To the gentleman, I think I want to go straight to Omondi. You're outstanding. I think you're very confident. That was commendable. I mean, you come and you're not intimidated. You want to give your submissions. That is very, very, very good of you. So you stand out. However, you only say that there are only 2 political parties. I think you should have said 2 main political parties in the US because the other minor. All right. Yes, they are the 2 main ones. So it's good to as well substantiate that. For Isaiah, good submissions. Yes. Just work on your style and presentation. This is a debate. You don't want to make it like a lecture. Okay. So you want to actually debate out of it. Brian as well, good speaker, good submissions. But work on your style so you don't have a monologue. You notice you started losing people because you were explaining, yes, it was okay. You would disappear away from the mic at times, but you want not to have a monologue so that everybody can follow, okay? However, do you notice how you ended? When you ended, you made a facial expression that told us that you had a rough time because you closed your eyes and disappeared. You don't want to do that. No. You want at least to lie to us by your expressions that you were so confident of what you said. Because we watch all those things. So you want to really dwell on that. Remember, communication is both ways, verbal and non-verbal, okay? But all the best to both teams. Let's wait for the results.
Umoja High School. The judges awarded you 67. Please give them a round of applause. AIC Chebisas, the judges awarded you also 67. Therefore, the debate is a tie. Please give the teams a round of applause. Now we'd like to congratulate the two teams for such a spirited fight, and we'd also like to thank you, our studio audience, for being very active, and our viewers back home. Keep watching, engage in the conversation. Hashtag GDC for SDGs. Big shout out to Safaricom Blaze. I've been your host, Austin Yombok. See you next time.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.